He's sweeper. Good morning. How's everyone's day? How did everyone sleep? Does everyone have their water? Hello, good morning. Good morning. I have excellent news coming to you live from my Goodreads. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I opened the Nancy Joe's app by accident. Lemon sorbet water. I've read 36 books this year. Not to brag too hard, but you know, that's kind of how it goes. Cats are not like very considerate. Thank you. It is only July. I did just read 2 books back to back in like 3 days because both of them were like 200 pages. So know that. But yeah. Thank you. Beeper. Beeper's listening to the Hunger Games.
Together we're listening to Graceling, but the audiobook's really bad.
It's so bad. It's a book. So with our audiobooks that we listen to together on our walks, we're like just taking turns picking. So I picked Fourth Wing, which we finished a few days ago. And then Phoebe picked Graceling, which I had never heard of, but is like a YA fantasy from the early 2000s. And the book might be good. The audiobook is so bad.
I'm curious if there's a different version of the audiobook because it's so bad.
It's like, you guys remember when like your teacher reads in school and she's not like acting, she's just like, and then we went into the barn. In the barn, I saw a cow. The cow was there, and I was looking at the cow instead of being like, then we went to the barn. You know? Aw, sometimes it's like that.
I don't mind that their acting is bad so much.
Who is the narrator? Hang on, I can tell you.
It's the narrator is doing an okay job.
He sounds exactly like the narrator from Arrested Development, which is relevant.
It's not a crime against
And then every time a character speaks, they hired different people to be the different voices.
And then also, it's the weird music is what is most off-putting to me.
Yes, there's like 30-second long intros and outros between each chapter.
It's not even chapters. It's like chunks.
David Baker and the full cast family is what it says. And it's
rough.
It is rough. It's mostly us looking at each other being like, why is this audiobook so bad? My Little Crime. My Little Crime is not liking This Is How You Lose the Time more. I've already posted my review of my story, and I imagine that by the end of stream, I'll have at least 6 messages of people being like, oh, I love this so much. And that's so fair. I'm not like mad that people are doing that, but I feel bad that I hated it. Thank you, Arm. Thank you. So many people were like, oh, I cried. It was so good. And it is only 200 pages. It's 198, which is why I read it. I needed that square for the Powell's bingo. I love Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I got into it in the first like couple chapters, so it just might not be for you, which is fair. I feel like what I said in my little like recently read thing on my Instagram story, because I put like, who would you recommend it to? If you really like the kind of Wes Anderson films where like there's no real plot, Phoebe's favorite one is the train one. Why are you mad? It's true. Like there's no like plot in the general sense. They're on the train the whole time, just like having conversations with other people on the train. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
That's kind of what this book is like. So if you like that movie, or probably the newest Wes Anderson movie, and like, I'm sure there's a word for that kind of style, but it's not like a beginning, middle, end type of
It doesn't have the standard 3-act story structure.
Right. I'm so glad. I feel like, listen, if you hate ACOTAR or hate Sarah J. Maas, so fair. So fair. What I will say
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a good one.
is that ACOTAR has gotten me and so many people I know like back into being reading girlies after not reading since like high school. And so that is nice. It's similar to how I don't like Taylor Swift, but she did get all those people to register to vote in one day, and I was like, that was good. That was a good thing she did. Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's good. It's probably the one I like the most. It's definitely one I have rewatched and will rewatch. But I feel like the one that has the most, like, average isn't the word that I want. Like, standard story structure.
Yeehaw.
Listen, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. An opinion? I always have an opinion. Now, I would like to be clear. If you're the kind of girly who really defends your faves, you might not like this. If you really like Ariana Grande, and I'm so sorry. I have, like, never really liked her that much. And here is why. I don't trust thin women. The end. That's the whole thing. She's too skinny, and she doesn't have any fat friends. And so already she was on thin ice with me. The other thing is that when I worked at, period, full stop, when I worked at Disney World, I never had to deal with her, but everyone I know who ever had to, like, work an attraction that she was at or, like, deal with her or, like, who were friends with the people who were her tour guides said she was super fucking mean.
Thank you, Sarah. Sorry.
Everyone I know who, and, like, maybe she's nice to other celebrities. Yes, I remember the donut thing. But everyone I know who was a, like, general person working said she was mean. And I was like, she seems mean. So I don't care. It doesn't surprise me at all that she's not a girl's girl. I also just, like, as far as, like, her getting engaged twice, both times being really, really fast, that is not a crime. Especially, like, I know it's hard being in the media. People are always talking about you. Okay, I'm hearing that. But, like, I don't know. I don't get good vibes from it. And during Barbie's summer, no, she was engaged to Pete Davidson. They broke it off, and then she immediately got engaged to the other guy, and then, like, immediately married him.
Yeah, she's racist and culturally appropriate in a big way.
I'm sad the writer's strike is happening because I'd love to hear Pete Davidson SNL bit about this. So true. If the service girlies don't like her, then I also don't like her. Yes. I was going to say something else. Yeah, I have always felt that she was giving cultural appropriation, but I'm not a part of those communities. So, like, I can't really speak to that, you know? Hello, glad that you're here. Welcome to the Ariana bashing session. Her faking being Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. Like,
yeah, yikes. Big yikes.
The other thing I was going to say, this happened like 2 months ago, and I would like to first say that, like, everybody has insecurities, and it is incredibly hard to be in the media where people are always talking about your body all the time. What I will say, as someone who has almost always existed in a fat body, I'm never gonna love when a girly makes a video being like, I'm just this small. Please don't talk about my body. It's so hard being so small because no one believes that I'm just naturally just small. Everyone keeps saying they're so concerned about me. It's so annoying. And I'm like, is it? Is it so annoying? And, like, you know, I want everyone to have a happy life, and I don't want anyone to be like, speak on it. You can't trust
Jody.
Italians. This is a joke. Amber, we don't like T Swift. We don't talk about it as much because a lot of people here do really like her.
I don't. If you like Taylor Swift, then that is totally fine. If you like Ariana Grande, that's totally fine. I'm not, you know, Ariana Grande. I will say Sweetener and Thank You Next are both absolute bangers of albums.
That's fair. Taylor Swift's 1989, I feel like, is a great album. It doesn't mean that I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
I'm healthy, small. Don't talk about my body. And like I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Will I talk with my friends about celebrities' bodies? Yeah, but I do try to not talk about them in places where, not so much because I think Ariana Grande is going to see something I say,
No.
but like because it's not my business, and I don't want other people thinking that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love her voice, but as a person, not great. Yeah, I do think she's going to be great in the Wicked movie, probably. I do think she's really talented.
Yeah.
But I'm not at all surprised she's not a girl's girl. I'm not surprised one bit. I know she's not a fat girl's girl. I can tell you that from looking at her. And looking at the decisions she makes and the people she hangs out with.
Not because she's skinny. You can be a fat girl's girl and be skinny also.
Yeah, there are plenty.
Hannah is that, which is shocking.
Hannah is a fat girl's girl.
It's absurd.
She's never given girl's girl.
No.
Yes, they also, I feel like both women are like, yeah, because I'm a feminist. And I feel like they mean only for white people. Which obviously a lot of black creators and like just non-white creators talk about a lot and much more eloquently.
Yeah.
But they're both giving liberal white feminist who doesn't really care about actual marginalized communities.
The only celebrity that I like, if
they also mean only for skinny white women. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Harry Styles owns a tiny part of my parasocial brain. Mm-hmm. I think that he seems very sweet, and that may not be the case, you know. And I get when people feel that way about Taylor. I think, you know.
What celebrity is not giving white feminism?
Yes.
Lizzo?
That's true.
Yeah, I still like a name right now.
Taylor stresses me out with her, like, jet usage, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of, like, critiques of Taylor that do seem really, like, misogynistic, and so.
Yes. I also feel like.
Part of it.
Not just Taylor, but a lot of celebrities are trying to be like, I'm just like you. And you're not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I saw the Lord of the Rings content.
The Lizzo list, it was incredible.
Like, I feel like Taylor's like, I'm just a weird, quirky girl. I have a cat, and sometimes I make cookies at 3 a.m.
Right, Echo.
And I'm like, you're so different. You're so not like other girls.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What a great thing to mention, Echo.
Yeah.
Yes. Taylor also, she doesn't put fat people in her music videos. She doesn't really put people of color in her music videos.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't tour with fat people. Like, the reason that I love Lizzo and get teary-eyed looking photos of her tour is because most of the people she hires are fat.
Yeah. And I don't think you have to hire.
You don't see that anywhere else.
I don't think you have to hire mostly fat people. I'd love that. That's my preference. But for Taylor Swift to never hire fat people after so many years in the industry feels very.
Condolor, that feels purposeful. That her main love interest was a trans mask of color in lavender haze.
Yeah. Is
she actually friends with that person, or did she say this might look good? And not just her, but like her team, you know. Did you know her PR person has a name that's absolutely bananas?
Yeah, what's her name?
It's like Trees Bend or something.
Yeah. Tree. It's Tree.
Even Beyonce has a dance captain that isn't thin. Did you Watch Out for the Big Girls?
Tree Pain.
No, I feel like I would cry too much.
We should watch it.
Oh, it is Tree Pain because it's like T-Pain.
Oh.
It's like if T-Pain were a little like hippie with a ukulele. Bird Crime, I feel that way. I not that I'm sad, but like I do love like how there is a community of people who really love Taylor Swift music, who got things like the album she dropped with like no warning, with only like a few hours notice.
That's how I feel like though.
You know, that was a cool day on the internet. For people who are interested. I think that's fun. I think it's fun that she puts little secret messages for people to figure out. That's a really fun thing. I don't care for her. Listen, good for you, Veronica. Also, she does put on a show. Both her and Ariana, like, they are talented. You can't argue that. The lead singers came out being in the same sexual relationship for 8 years. What? The only thing I know about Greta Van Fleet, actually, there's two things and one of them is wrong. Number one, I thought they were a band from the 70s. I thought this was an old band. Because I get them confused with Fleetwood Mac. And I actually stand by that. Because those are the same words to me. Couldn't explain it.
I have no idea what Greta Van Fleet is.
They were on SNL. I'm sure you've seen this video on TikTok. They were on SNL once, and people use this audio as like a clip, but it's just the lead singer being like, well, hold my hand. Won't you come around here and stay a while? And his mouth is absolutely cuckoo bananas. And I was like,
I've not seen that.
It's so funny. That's the only other thing I know about that band. Everything I've seen for the Eras Tour looks boring. Girly Pop has been in the industry her whole life and still can't dance. Oh, I didn't think she could dance. She changes outfits a lot. And the stage is like its own character, which I do think is fun. If you want to cry a little bit, you can look up Light My Love in Nashville. Listen, it's just because I can do impressions, funny side character. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Love that I popped in. We're talking Taylor Swift. Now we are talking shit.
We're haters.
I don't know the backstory, though.
Oh my, so God, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let me find Greta Van Fleet. SNL. They'll get it. That's all. Why is he nodding?
I don't know.
He looks like AI generated. Now, they're very handsome.
It's so funny.
Haters first, American second. If Taylor Swift has 0 haters, I'm dead. They should have a haterade flavor. We would sponsor it.
The hint fridge isn't down here right now.
That's so true.
Do we sound really no background noise?
Do you hear how... Please, the disclaimer is very like handsome devil lettuce. Listen, and he sounds good. It sounds fun, but he literally looks like a little robot. He said, hold my hand. Yes, I agree with the Lady Gaga thing. Listen, she's coming back, so everyone enjoy it now. The video is absurd, but I love him so much. That's fair. Her lyrics are so basic, I can't believe people hype up over them. The other thing I want to say, do you think this is too mean?
I have no idea.
Okay, listen.
I'm gonna get coffee.
Okay. Taylor's songs are straight up boring. I think the music is really fun. I do not like her lyrics. I don't think they're that deep. Hello. Thank you for being here. Someone posted yesterday. And again, I would like to say, if you are a big T Swift fan and you feel the way that I'm about to say, I am hearing you, but I respectfully disagree. This person that I knew, that when I worked at Disney World, posted this thing saying, like, Taylor Swift and Barbie are the same. Like, I was bullied so hard for liking Taylor Swift, and, like, you know, people, the media spent, like, years making fun of her for dating a bunch of guys, and that is so fair. That was all misogyny and stressful. Those aren't the reasons I don't like her. I don't care that she had, like, a reputation for dating a bunch of guys and then writing about them. That's super normal. Like, yeah, that part I don't care about. But she was like, I'm so glad that we are in a summer where we're celebrating Barbie and Taylor Swift because, like, they're the same to me. I'm the hugest Swiftie, but I will stay silently and let everyone have their moment. And I was like, okay, so what I will say is both Barbie and Taylor, like, have a lot of history in, like, unintentional but very serious, like, white supremacy and, like, white feminism. That is true. They are also both things that, like, people say that, like, little girls enjoy and use that to be, like, mean to the women who like them. That is also fair. wouldn't say. I just... That girly pop was like, I was bullied for liking Taylor Swift. And while I do know that people were like, ew, that's cringy, is that like bullying? Because like, I was told that I should die because I was fat, and much worse things. Like, yeah. People do not go on hater brigades for no reason sometimes. People do go on hater brigades for no reason, but it's not that serious usually. Twilight and Barbie are the same. So true, Squid Ink. I was like, And to be fair, like, there's nuance to everything, and like, I don't think the person who said that is like a bad person. Edward and Barbie are the same. I was told horrible things about being queer and neurodivergent, and I hate to say it, but it was by Swifties in middle school. Yeah, I guess I don't know about that girlie's experience, but it was the Swifties that were doing the bullying at my school. And I would say, still. It's giving I was bullied for being too pretty. It's always bold to say that to anyone queer, flat, black, or disabled. Yeah. Blonde, thin women have it really hard in America, Morgan. Literally.
Can't imagine what it's like for them.
So hard. The bravest soldiers. Oh no, I have naturally curly hair. Someone did tell me in 8th grade, but I bought the Speak Now album on the iPod and didn't take it that serious. And like, I don't know. Exactly what someone else said is like, it's really bold to say that to, hello, Kyle, we're talking shit about Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. You know, normal Tuesday stream. It's really bold to say that in a world where there are queer, black, trans, disabled people.
Did you get the hair color stuff?
Oh, no, not yet. I figured we were chatting first. Wait until you wake up a little more.
Okay, but I don't want to go get it.
That's fine. I'll go get it.
Okay, but I don't want to be on stream by myself.
Yeah,
So we have to put it on BRB.
okay, that's fine. We can do that when it's time.
When will it be time?
In a little bit.
When?
She gets absolutely deserved criticism, and they will literally send you death threats. Oh, Silver, I know plenty of Taylor Swift fans who are, like, nice and not stressful and would never be like, I don't know that, Penless. It's bold to say that when we know that she's done so many problematic things. Yeah. I was like, this is a bold take. And I didn't look at the comments or anything. And I'm sure the comments are filled with people who were actually bullied and are actually part of a marginalized group that were like, I don't know if you should have posted this. And maybe not. I don't know. Honestly, the only Swifties I know are white women, and I just can't. That's not true, and I know some folks who are not white, but mostly.
We were watching the Pussycat Dolls Buttons music video. We did some Pussycat Dolls lore deep dive yesterday.
Yeah.
What even brought it? Oh, so Bo, when they were in elementary school, had a friend who said that the lyrics were "Hoosin' up my buttons, babe."
We've told this story before.
Right. It's like the joke of the century in downstairs May house. Morgan loves to say "Hoosin' up my buttons."
I love Hoosin' up my... I think it's so funny. The reason it's funny, though, that Phoebe is leaving out is that Bo was, like, decently good friends with this person in elementary school.
Well, they were a compulsive liar, and Bo has... not that you are, a terrible person if you're a compulsive liar, but Bo famously isn't very good at picking friends.
They were also... Like, I'm sure this kid was going through something, and that's why she had to lie all the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
But...
she's not a bad person. She's just a weird child.
The lie that she told at, like, 9 years old to Bo is that she...
Younger than that, like 6 years old.
She met the Pussycat Dolls. Knew them through, like, I don't know, her dad's work or something bananas.
Yeah.
And they told her personally that it is "Hoosin' up my buttons, babe."
Instead of loosen.
Instead of "Loosen up my buttons, babe."
Yeah.
And so...
Well, because Bo was singing it, and this little girl was singing it, and she was like, "Hoosin' up my buttons." And Bo was like, that's not the word, because Bo has autism. And she was like, no, they told me it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, love that for her.
Yeah.
Oh, so she went straight to the source.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about it yesterday for some reason, and Phoebe was like, I was very familiar with that music video. And I was like, I've never seen it. So we look it up. First of all, Phoebe was like, just so gay.
Yeah.
It's like if they had just only boobs do the dance.
Yeah.
It was so much.
And butts.
I love that she doubled down. No, I'm happy for her.
Well, I found out through our Pussycat Dolls deep dive that they were a modern burlesque group, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it's, the things going on in that music video are pretty spicy. Yes. Well, and yes, Nicole is very talented.
Yeah, they were a dance group. I wouldn't have known that.
Their words that they're singing and things seems like a lot of AAVE, and there's only one black person in that group, and it's not like the lead. She's not like the lead, so...
Yeah. I will say, not that it makes it okay, but a lot of groups and people and singers were doing that in the early 2000s that I wouldn't have recognized at the time.
I don't think the Pussycat Dolls are evil. I just, when listening to the song...
But watching it nowadays...
like, oh.
It's like...
Yes.
Also, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? I don't remember when Kim Kardashian tried to join the Pussycat Dolls. I love that you said pushy. That's so funny. That's very smart.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me is not girl behavior.
No. I don't know anything about this J-Lo controversy.
What?
Also, I want to go back to what Echo said, who said, like, when I try to talk about Taylor Swift, people write me off as, like, an angry person of color. Obviously, I'm not a person of color, but people, I feel like, do that when I am like, oh, I don't like Ariana Grande because I don't trust thin women. And they'll be like, you can't say that. And I'll be like, you don't get it. You don't get it. Because it's similar to saying, like, I hate all men. Obviously, I don't hate all men. No one does. Everyone knows at least one nice man.
Squid ink, that's bonkers.
But, like, anyway, that's all. You're very valid.
Yeah.
No, I wish I was your girlfriend. Child me to the Pussycat Dolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because, I would just watch the...
I was like, I do wish my girlfriend was hot like you, but unfortunately, I can't have a girlfriend because I'm straight.
Womp womp. The music video, I would just sit and watch it over and over again and feel bad about myself at age, 9. I was like, I feel funny. I better watch this again. And then I'd feel bad about it.
If you haven't seen the Buttons music video in a long time...
I don't think that my if you put a computer in a child's room in the early 2000s, it turns out that they will not be watching, scary things or getting, abducted on the internet, but they will be watching the Pussycat Dolls Buttons video.
Over and over?
Way too much.
Oh my god, Silver Arrow, I did watch the Stupid Cupid in the Princess Diaries a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything like that I watched a lot.
Oh.
Unlimited Earmet, maybe the weirdo that I am. It's better not awaken anything in me.
Veronica, that's so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I did own, every poster that they made of Hilary Duff.
Yes, Silver Arrow.
And Lizzie McGuire, who is Hilary Duff, between the years, 2002 to 2006. Every single time we had the Scholastic Book Fair, if there was a Lizzie McGuire poster, I was spending my lunch money on it. I was like, I'm not eating lunch. I need this $3.99 poster. And then I'd come home with the poster, and I would be in trouble. But I would get to keep the poster. I also would, I had one on the back of my door. So I would, close my bedroom door, and I would kiss the poster. And I was like, for good luck, because we're friends. That's very heterosexual child behavior.
Can we get I can do hair dye stuff while we're talking.
I can go get it.
You don't want your hair to ever get done.
No.
It's been 40 minutes.
Yeah, I had a lot to say about Ariana Grande.
And we can continue talking about Ariana Grande while your hair's getting stuff.
Because me and this poster are friends. Okay, you eat your little bar.
I will.
You want me to put it on BRB?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Don't leave me alone with them. I'm shy today.
Phoebe is being shy, so no one look at them.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm back. I don't know how my parents didn't know that I was gay. I don't know if you've ever seen a photo of me in high school, but for like 3 years, I exclusively shopped in like the men's section of Target. And I was like, they just have better shirts over there. And they did. But I was also like, I kind of like that I look like someone who should stand next to a girl. Which is so funny because I'm obviously incredibly femme now.
We were doing different things in high school.
Yeah. I love emo Morgan. That's true. I was also like really an emo kid. Non-conforming as could be.
Morgan was being an emo kid, and I was trying to be Zoe Deschanel in New Girl.
Well, we also were in different times because New Girl started when I was in college.
Yeah.
Or it didn't start when I was in college, but it was big when I was in college. And you were still in high school. Because I'm so old and you're so young. Tiny little young baby thing.
Okay. All right.
I was deeply into Twilight. Phoebe was also really into Twilight. I just would never have been allowed to have read Twilight as young as Phoebe did.
Yeah, sorry my mom's cool.
Yeah. Phoebe's mom was busy being cool and hot. And my mom was busy being a bitch.
Evil. It's not really an age gap. It's like 2 years.
Oh, no, yeah.
Morgan...
It's a joke. I just turned 29 2 days ago, and Phoebe will turn 27 in September.
Well, but because of the way that school years work...
In the different places we lived, which is also
It's
relevant.
not just that. It's that my birthday's in September and yours is in July.
Mm-hmm.
So Morgan is very young for graduating in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And I am the oldest graduated from 2015. But so we had 1 year of high school overlap.
Okay, you just
very
put
different
your
places.
finger so in my eye.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Did you bring only the Clipsy?
Hello, happy sunrise, Crystal. Yeah, that's what you normally use.
Only?
Yeah. I wasn't using that eye, so don't worry about it. Don't we? It's really nice how far apart my birthday, Phoebe's birthday, Christmas.
That's funny. We planned our getting married on my birthday, basically.
Yeah. So like our wedding anniversary is 3 days after Phoebe's birthday. Which is also funny because we also got engaged on Phoebe's birthday trip. I'm very excited for vacation. I'm excited. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to do before we leave, but it's really not. I have a to-do list. It's not that long. It's mostly cleaning out the car, getting gas. I have like 3 things I need to buy. I think it's literally impossible to go on vacation without having to go to the store like the day before you leave to be like, oh yeah, I need sunscreen. I haven't bought sunscreen. I'm most excited to see our friends who live there, probably. And then also really excited to eat the food.
Can you pull it? You're not helping me.
What do you... I need you to use your words, baby.
Can you pull it?
The towel?
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all your hair scooped up onto the top of it. Thank you.
I tease my wife about being a cougar when she's 4 years older than me every year. Oh, for the part where she's 4 years older than me. Yeah. Yeah, Kyle's also going to Disneyland. Not with us, unfortunately.
Boo.
But soon. The food is the best part. I mean, all of it's the best part. I'm also excited to, like, spend time with our friends. I feel like going on vacation when you're in this section of your lives, when, like, you don't have kids yet. I mean, we're married, but our other friends aren't married. And, like, you're not, like, going on vacation with your friends and not your family. I don't know. Like, I'm still really excited about it every time it happens. And I'm like, hee hee. No adult is going with me. I'm very excited for San Francisco. For 9 whole days of the year, I'm 3 years older than my GF instead of 2.
TBH, I plan most of my trips around food.
Yeah, food is good. My favorite part of visiting, like, my hometown is always the food.
Do we have wipies?
I don't know. How can I help you?
Well, your ears are gonna be pink.
Well, they're pink a lot. I still feel like a child and not an adult. I do feel like I've finally gotten to a point where, like, some things where I used to feel like a child and not an adult, not so much. I don't get scared about, like, going to the bank, you know?
The bank's hard to go to sometimes.
Yeah.
So
No,
if
but...
you are scared about it.
Oh, no, I mean, I used to be scared about it, and now not so much. And, like, I used to be super nervous about buying plane tickets. But I also think that's fair because before I met Phoebe, I had only been on a plane twice, and both times were with my parents. And so I was like, and so I didn't buy those plane tickets. So the first time I ever bought a plane ticket by myself was to visit Phoebe when we were long distance. And I was like, it was like the biggest purchase I had ever made, right? Because it was like $600, and I had never spent $600 all at once. And I was like, okay. So I literally called Phoebe's parents, who I didn't know that well, to be like, can you look at my screen and make sure that everything is typed correctly? And then I'm not going to get to the airport, and then they arrest me for having the wrong name or something. I'm 34 and I'm adult everywhere but on vacation. Literally inner dialogue. You can just plan a vacation whenever you want. Like, and, like, obviously, like, not whenever you want, really, because, like, you have to have the money. But it's, like, it is absolutely cuckoo bananas that you can just spend your money on the things you want. I don't think I'll ever get over it. Anytime I buy, like, yesterday we went to the bookstore and I spent my book gift card for my birthday. And even then, I was like, I just turned this piece of plastic into 3 books I'll enjoy. That's crazy. It's witchcraft. They'll let you on the plane even if you don't have the money. You're so right. They'll let you on the plane even if you're like, I'll totally pay this money back. Oh, I love Tessa. She's so cute.
Tessa Violet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to her show in September.
Yeah, I'm very excited. They'll let you on the cruise even if you don't have the money. I can just decide not to do things that make me unhappy within reason. No, literally.
Yeah, somebody on our, like, Instagram questions was like, tips on how to afford / save up for, like, a Disney cruise. And I don't know how to tell them, can anyone afford a Disney cruise?
I don't know how anyone's actually affording vacation.
I can't.
That's what the credit card was invented for.
Right.
So, like, we usually go on, like, one kind of big vacation a year, and then we pay it off for the whole next year. And that's how we live our life. And I'm sorry to the rich people who can just pay for their vacations, but when you're sad and poor, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
My favorite part of grad school is that they say, how much money do you have? And I say $60, and they say, here's $60,000 to go to school, best of luck.
That's bonkers.
I keep thinking I'm so behind on saving money and stuff, and then I realize no one our age has it together. I don't think
No,
anyone our
literally.
age is going to retire.
No.
I don't know a single person our age who has any sort of retirement plan. Maybe my brother? Maybe? And even then, I don't really know. I plan to haunt my office building. We're all gonna drop dead in the job. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday my father-in-law was like, oh yeah, like if I took all the money out of my retirement, like out of the investments that we do retirement through, which by the way, no one my age understands. Like I could pay off our house. And I was like, what? Ask me how much money is in my savings account. It's like $12.
It's like $1,200.
That's not very much.
No, God no.
We can't retire.
No. That's
I've
not even
accepted that
rent.
none of us know what we're doing long term. When I had our office job that we both had in Salem when we first got here, or like not, we didn't get it when we first got here, but like that was when we moved to Salem. Whatever. They were like, "Do you know what a 401k is?" And I was like, "Oh no." And they were trying to explain it to me, and I Googled it, and I watched a YouTube video, and I still don't really get it. I was like, okay, so I have to give you money, and you're going to put that money in the stock market, and then I get it back later? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, why don't you just take the money I give you, put it in a bucket, and then when I'm about to die, hand me the bucket? Why does someone else have to have it and put it in things I don't care about?
Supposedly it makes more money.
That's what they say, but I don't understand why or how.
It's capitalism.
I'm still not convinced retirement is going to be a real option. Thank you. I think the bucket idea is good.
Classic retirement bucket.
I was like, you take my money, you put that money in the bucket, you hand me the bucket. Why are you, I don't want to invest. And they'll be like, no, we're going to invest in good things. And I was like, I've heard of the Great Depression, and so I don't want to invest. Don't know if you learned about it, buddy, but people invested and then they had no money. So seems like a scam. What if and hear me out, we eat the rich? So true.
I love that.
You buy me cookie, I buy you cookie. How do they know they're investing in good things? There's no way to know. Yes. The way I asked that question 30 different times, and my job was like, we just do. And I was like, what? Investment isn't trusted reasonably, and then I go to school with a bunch of people who came for money and have investments.
Boo.
Here's the things I want to invest in. More Bratz dolls. A new album from Kesha that isn't as sad as the most recent album. What if the stock market crashes? I don't even know how it crashed the first time. They didn't have computers.
They did.
They just had little abacuses.
They did have computers.
In the 40s?
When
In the 20s when the Great Depression happened? The 30s? They didn't have computers.
I guess you're right.
You're thinking of the recession.
I am.
Completely different. Couldn't tell you why they're different though, so just know that. They had a hope and a prayer.
Was it the stock market that crashed?
In the Great Depression, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, also...
How were they doing stock market?
No, how were they what were they investing in? There weren't any things. They didn't have paper towels. What could they possibly have been investing in?
They could have had paper towels.
How can I nicely say, girl, fuck you to my advisor who asked me on a student orientation panel after I had a horrible semester, where I ended up doing another student's grad work in 2 classes. No. They had chalkboards. It was a room full of chalk. You're lying.
No. And they were like, this is crashed?
And they were like,
The
did
chalk
someone erase the...
crashed?
What do you mean? They invested in white supremacy.
Well,
You're
that's
so right.
True.
And I remember learning about the Great Depression and like the stock market crashing in school and was like, why did they give those people they don't know their money? And they were like, that's how you make money. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Explain it again. And they were like, they give all their money to these people who say they know about money. Then
But
they
they
lost
don't.
it. And I was like, how did they lose it? I don't understand how you can lose the money. Because if I let my friend borrow $40 and they put the $40 to their other friend, and then that other friend says, oh no, I spent the $40 on this thing that didn't work. I don't understand. I just don't.
What a great example.
Yeah, well, like, they're investing in... I think my real problem is, like, it crashes so fast, right? They, like, wake up and, oh no, everything crashed. So, like, how did it go from I lent my friend $40 to my friend lost $20 million? Okay, so slow down. What did you spend $20 million on in one day? And then also you lost it. So do I send my retirement bucket straight to the P.O. box, or... They were like, no, you'll make more money if you invest. And I was like, I don't think so, buddy, because what if they lose it? And they were like, well, they won't lose it. And I was like, the history books say otherwise. Okay, TJ, I need your help because this doesn't make any sense. I stand by that. Money goes into a company, but when the company is not worth anything, they can't sell the investments to someone else. No, it's literally a Ponzi scheme that we're just all going with because it's too late to undo it. Thinking about doing a master's in library science.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds fun. Risk-free treasury bonds are good if you don't want your friends' to lose your money. We saw a financial advisor like a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out I don't know what they do, and what I was looking for was an accountant,
Yes.
which is fine. That's also not something they taught us in school, so I don't feel bad for not knowing.
That's what it is, though, is that she was like, well, put your money in stocks. And I was like, oh, no.
She was like, I'll take your money, I'll invest your money, and then you'll make more money, and then you'll have retirement.
And
And
I
I
was
was
like,
I'm never going to retire.
I was like, do you know if we should be an LLC? And she's like, I got no idea. That's not
Yeah.
mine. And I was like,
I
oh,
have
no.
a financial advisor, and it's confusing. I'll say. I'm sure it is. Hey, something on my foot, I think.
No. I did not. Thank you.
Oh, Echo, you're so brave. Financial advisors help you make more money. Nobody wants to advise the $150 in my bank account on a good day. I think that's the other thing is like, boomers love to be like, young people don't understand anything. And it's like, first of all, you don't know
made up was weird.
what a PDF is. Secondly, yeah, like we're literally all just like pinky promising that the things that I'm taking your money and paying for are real and good. If anyone is advising me of anything, it's my therapist. People say gotta spend money to make money, and I say spend what money? Literally. Emily, I'm sorry that the list making isn't motivating. It's not as fun when you're sad about the to-do list. It'd be so true. Yeah, my dad was talking to my middle brother about how this was like years ago, about how he should probably see like a financial advisor because like he doesn't know he wants to like invest more, I guess. I have no idea. And my brother was like, oh, okay, like I really like our advisor. Like, you know, we see them like once a year and we're like, here's what we look like, you know, here's what's going on. Like, here's the things I'd be interested in investing in, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, but you know, you have to give them like all of your information. And my dad was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you have to give them like your account, like how much money's in your account, how much money you're already putting into retirement. Like, and my dad was like, well, they don't need all that. That's my business. And my brother was like, that is their job, to know what you have so they can tell you what would be a good bet and what would be most responsible. And like, and he was like, you have to trust them enough to do their job. And my dad's like, he's also like the kind of person who thinks that everyone's trying to like steal his identity and his car and everything. And I'm always like, no one's interested in your 2015 Honda Accord.
He might be wearing an aluminum hat, like, if he was in a different situation.
That's so true. My parents are still convinced you can buy a good house in the city for $300K.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think a lot of dads are paranoid, let's be honest. It's just so funny because our parents were like, don't trust people on the internet, don't trust strangers. And yet they'll be like, I read this on patriotism.com, and I'll be like, that doesn't sound like a reputable source.
They're like, no, it's patriotic. Look at the flags.
Yeah.
If
My
they use
dad
the
is
flags,
wildly
they're gonna lie.
prone to a scam. I think we all know someone like that. There was an older man who made a huge mistake when I asked for their phone number, and I was like, my guy, I just want to make sure you can return this when your wife tells you got the wrong thing. My dad's paranoid, but also not paranoid about the things that one should actually be careful about. Yes. Don't trust the internet anyway. I just gave my wallet to the guy at Home Depot. My dad also, which like liberal or like Democrat websites are also like prey on people in this way. So it's not just like a Republican thing, but like, you know how like Donald Trump would send out those emails that's like, we need $15 from each person today in order to save the country. And my dad's the kind of person who's like, yeah, that makes sense. Here's $15. I don't trust PayPal, but I keep my passwords in a Google Doc.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So much. Oh my God. That's the other thing is, my parents will be like, I just found a house that's, you know, only $300,000. And I'm like, oh, in the middle of nowhere, Ohio? Yeah, I'm not moving to Ohio. I have no reason to be in Ohio. My dad makes 6 figures, but my parents' house is still falling apart. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. My mom is also really prone to scams.
She also thinks that people will believe her when she says unhinged shit.
So true.
So I think it makes a lot of sense that she's prone to scams.
Yeah. Hello, be careful, Kaya. Sending you good vibes. We got my dad an engraved switchblade with our names on it because he always carries a knife because he's afraid people he beat in court will come to get him. My dad is like, I don't know why he thinks people are after him. I'm always like, you don't have any friends. Therefore, I don't feel like you really have any enemies.
I'm his enemy.
Oh my God. My dad was also the kind of person who was like, don't give money to people on the street. They're going to buy alcohol. And as a kid, I was like, yeah, because we don't like people to buy alcohol. And as an adult, I'm like, I would too. What do you mean? It's what he has to live on the street. That's very sad for him. It's also really strange being raised by people who claim to be like Christians and then like not want to help people. Yeah. Help their neighbors, be kind to people who believe differently than them, you know. Working at a Lost and Found, people really mostly think someone took their wallet when really they just dropped it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Love the Jesus bait and switch. No hate like Christian love.
Oh my god.
No, exactly. Funny side character. Yeah. Relatable content. You know, we do nothing if not provide relatable content around here. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. But, you know. Squid Ink, yeah, at least you're working. At least you're actually helping. Yeah, I will say things like when the weather is bad, here, like cold, I'll be like, yeah, and it's so cold and it's so nice. Like, we, you know, have people who are taking the unhoused folks and like putting them in a warm place and da 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 da. And I'm like, hello, we are touching of the pink. Listen, he has told me that, Chris. I just feel like that's not. He needs therapy. And don't we all? You know? That's so fair. But, like, I don't know. It's not my business. It's not my job either. I'm so tired of people our age being our parents' therapists. Bieber and Moore can't retire, so we'll be watching Stream together in 30 years.
So true, besties.
Elle, I don't know if you grew up in church, but content warning, stressful. There are like when I grew up in church, I literally was taught that like an atheist was like a person who woke up and was like, I am gonna make everyone in the world unhappy and I am gonna be an agent of like chaos and evil. And like, you know, like I thought an atheist was someone who hated God and actively worked against like the church and I don't know, you know what I mean? Like someone, and it turns out you get older and atheists are just people who are like, yeah, I don't know if God's real.
I was gonna say, my dad.
Anyway.
It's like one of the sweetest people.
That's kind of it. That's actually, by definition, all it is. I was taught that atheists were anti-God and therefore anti-everything God stood for. Yeah. We weren't allowed to see the Golden Compass movies, Arrow. We could watch Narnia, but like in church, they were still like, this is just a metaphor. God's not really a lion. Echo, yeah. I saw someone talking specifically about like growing up in a Christian place, like OCD, being like, you know, I have to say my prayers a certain way, and I have to like. He'd be way cooler if he was. I love that two people were like, he would be cooler if he was a lion. He would be. That was my stomach growling.
I didn't hear it, but we're good.
We couldn't watch Harry Potter or anything related to witchcraft. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter. I can't talk. Yeah. Isn't that what Narnia is about? Yeah, so it's supposed to be. So C.S. Lewis was a Christian, right? There's literally, I had a devotional written like about him or by him that I did one year. But like, so it's supposed to be like a loose metaphor. I know that Aslan's supposed to be like Jesus because he like dies and comes back. Spoiler alert for the first Narnia film.
And the book.
The lion represents God. He bought a Harry Potter book in elementary school. I bought an Harry Potter book in elementary school. My stepdad made a huge point to throw it away in front of me. Devoted Catholic because he converted later in life. Ah. That'll do it. They literally all die in the end except for Susan, who likes makeup, so she wasn't good enough. Is that what happens? We watched, when it snowed here, we watched the first Narnia movie. And I forgot so much of that film. Oh my god, speaking of which, so it was my birthday on Saturday. And what I love to do, and what everybody loves that I do, is I make everyone watch a movie that they all don't want to watch because it's my birthday. And I get to do that. So yesterday, I made everyone watch Harry Potter.
No, you didn't.
What? I made everyone watch Mary Poppins.
That's a different guy. Why did you say that?
It came out of my mouth and then you said what? And I was like, yeah. Different wizard. Turf reveal. Sorry.
Literally.
Mary Poppins.
Nobody clipped that. I guess my wife's a turf now.
No, sorry. It's because we were just talking about it.
That's so funny.
I made everyone watch Mary Poppins. Which for some reason everyone in my house hates. And it's such a good film. And every year I'm like, this is such an absurd film. Please don't Coolsville Sucks me. Never seen it. Hey, it's a perfect 2 hours and 24 minutes. If you don't think too much about the fact that there's literally no people of color in it.
It's 18 hours long, so write that down.
Phoebe hates women. That's why they don't like Mary Poppins. It's so long. It's really long. And I forget that, like, there's so many things that don't add to the plot. They're just fun. So, like, the entire Jolly Holiday scene, even though it's clearly the most fun part, Bieber's Ariana Grande, it's just for fun. The part where Uncle Albert is laughing and he's on the ceiling, that's just for fun. I love Mary Poppins. She literally has a little measuring stick that to her height says she's practically perfect in every way. The entire film is just Bert flirting with her, and they're not even a couple. They're just friends, canonically. I am like this with Annie. You really liked Annie.
I love Annie.
Well, she's redheaded, so are you.
I like the 1990s one best. The 70s one is good also, but Miss Hannigan should be played by Kathy Bates.
Yeah. I knew the 70s Annie way more than I knew. I didn't know the 90s Annie existed until I met Phoebe.
Yeah, when I found out that the 70s Annie existed as a child, I remember my mom being like, oh, let's watch it. And I was like, I don't know. But I got the 90s Annie soundtrack for my birthday one year. That's like all I listened to for like months.
I know. Well, you're so cute. It was one of the Mary Poppins was one of the few movies my dad would sit all the way through. He doesn't really like to watch movies because he gets bored and like he likes to walk around and stuff.
Which is funny because it's a movie about how there's a
I cry every time.
a dad who's a bad dad, and then he's
doesn't
like,
pay attention to his children.
oh, maybe I should just be better at loving my kids, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Which is absurd that Randy's seen it so many times because he's never picked up on that.
No.
Clearly.
No, my parents would watch that film a lot, and I don't think they got what it's supposed to be about. Which is, it is what it is.
That's wild.
We all have our trauma.
I haven't seen Misery, but we should. I love Kathy Bates.
I know. I really want to read it and then watch it. I've seen Pippi Longstocking. Did you watch Pippi
I have
Longstocking?
no idea. No.
Oh, she's redheaded. She's cute.
I know. People called me that a lot.
That's cute.
Okay.
Bird Crime. Phoebe, had you never seen Sound of Music?
No, I've seen it.
We watched it together. And
I hadn't seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
like
Phoebe
once as
was
a kid.
like, these aren't like Nazis, though. And I was like, they are. And they were like, what? And they forgot that entire part of the film. To be fair, if I think of Sound of Music, I think of like that first scene where she's spinning in the field.
Yeah.
After that, I think of Goat Herder. High on a hill, the lonely goat herd. And then I think of the Nazis.
Yeah, there's Nazis.
Yeah, sorry. Now they are the bad guys. I would like to be clear, it's not like pro them. By a lot. They are not analogies. Yeah.
Yeah.
My childhood dog was named Pippi Longstocking. I remember the Pippi movie. Is it someone famous? The Sound of Music is like 2 movies in one. That's why it's great.
Yeah.
I read the Pippi Longstocking books.
Yeah, it's the daughter's boyfriend. Spoilers for Sound of Music.
No, you don't look anything like this girl.
I haven't seen it.
It is explicitly anti-Nazi, if I remember correctly. That's Pippi Longstocking. It's such a long movie. I give it the Into the Woods JR Junior treatment and stop at intermission.
Smart. I was in Into the Woods Junior. Everybody guess who I was. Guess.
You already know.
Do they know?
No, there's only... Who else would they say? Jack! You
Wrong.
should be Jack.
Not Jack.
I wish they didn't make that little movie. You're right.
Cow was a good guess. It's very wrong. I was the baker's
Happy
wife.
Ever After.
I could be Red Riding Hood. I could have been Cinderella. I was the baker's wife.
Hey. I don't think you could have been Cinderella.
Why?
She's really, really high. Sing Cinderella. Go
I
ahead.
was the first soprano section leader.
I know, but you were also a good actress. They would have never made you be Cinderella. You were the star. Sing Cinderella song.
I can't now. Also, it's boring.
It's the most boring one. Main character energy.
I was 14 years old. I was a woman struggling with infertility.
And it was hard for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good show.
Could have also been Rapunzel.
T has stolen Cinderella.
No Cinderella.
First soprano section leader. I would love to see you be Jack. Maybe my 30th birthday will be Into the Woods themed.
That'd be good.
From an alto 2 section leader? And
Hell
I'm happy
yeah.
for you.
Alto 2 section leader, first soprano section leader, solidarity. Besties. Always besties. Lesbians.
Enemies.
Almost always.
Some
No. Boo.
At
No.
my school.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I never got to be in Into the Woods. I want to so badly. Jingle Jangle gives me Mary Poppins vibes.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know Jingle Jangle.
Who would you want to be, Morgan?
I would want to be the witch. And that'd
Oh.
be so good.
It's weird that she raps.
When does she rap? Oh, I wouldn't call it rapping.
What would you call it?
I mean, I guess you're right. I guess I don't have a better...
It is rapping. It's not in the style of like rap music.
It's not like, yeah, it's not like hip hop.
Yeah.
I guess it's not singing though. Beans, beans, nothing but beans.
Yeah.
It seems like chanting.
Lin-Manuel Mirandaing. Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Give it the Miranda treatment. The way I would give anything to play Cinderella. I would also, they would never cast me, but I would love to be Red. I know she's not that important,
We had a really cute Red Riding Hood.
but I love her.
Listen, this bitch named Hannah Leaper was Cinderella, and I am first name last naming her. If you know Hannah Leaper, I'm sorry to you, because she's a bitch.
I was Team Moon in Once on This Island.
Shouldn't have been allowed.
No.
I was like a assistant. I was a stage manager for a children's production of Once on This Island, where Bo was Team Moon, hilariously.
And when they picked that show at my school, who was definitely like raised in the South and inherently racist,
Yeah.
but even I was like, isn't this a show that black people do with like, or not just black,
The
but
cast
like
is
people of
supposed
color.
to be Haitian.
Yes. And my director was like, the story doesn't really need anyone to be a particular race. So no.
If
and
you're
I was like,
a white director of a high school, you actually don't get to decide that.
I think what's most annoying is I was like, I think we should do Hairspray for a lot of different reasons, but like mostly because like the other teachers really like when we do a show like that. And it has a lot of fluff, but it also literally has themes of like anti-racism. And it's not a perfect show, I'd like to be clear. There's a lot of issues with it. But, and then the race decider has logged in. And then I was like, I think this is what we should do. And then he was like, we don't have enough black kids who do theater. And I was like, right. I'm trying to get them interested in theater. Because right now you keep doing shows and not casting any black people, so. IDK, what's wrong? Let's have the white teenagers do a Raisin in the Sun. I did. Okay. Look at me and tell me I wouldn't be an incredible Tracy Turnblad. I would also be an incredible Penny. I literally had explained to a freshman why our basically all white school in West Virginia couldn't do In the Heights. In the Whites. You would fuck it up. That's what I said. Thank you. Let's do Hairspray gets cast as Motormouth Maybelle. I would love to be Elle Woods. I didn't come up with In the Whites. I'd like to be clear. There's a version out there of a high school doing it that's like basically all white. And people call it In the Whites. I would love to be Elle Woods. Phoebe wants to be JD.
Oh.
In Heathers.
Yeah.
And they would do a great job. I was the only Hispanic person in my theater department. It was painful for me. I would love to be in Heathers. It's a really fun show. It's Phoebe's favorite show. What are you doing?
I have to show them Aladdin Jr. I have to.
Build a stage in your backyard. I'll come see your plays. How much for a hot tub seat? My heart can sing, but my voice can't.
I want to be really abundantly clear and say that this isn't a reason to cancel me. This is a reason to cancel my high school theater director, because this should not exist under any circumstances. Come on. Okay.
I really want to be in Sweeney Todd. No, zoom in.
Why would they do this? Why would they do this? This is the whitest production of Aladdin you've ever seen in your entire life. Please, look at my 17-year-old midriff. Why on earth would they do this? No. We didn't. There was no accents that I can recall. Thank fucking God. But do you see how our Jasmine is glowing? She's so pale. The second picture is worse. Please.
I just feel like
Here's Jafar. This is the genie.
I don't understand how in the last 30 years
This is awful.
high school theater directors at Irish Jasmine at mostly white schools are still doing things like Aladdin Jr.
This is me as Frenchie, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I have heard about Twisted. Aladdin, if it took place in Arkansas?
Literally. Oh my God.
I just don't understand. Do they not, like, when they're getting these degrees, are they not saying, like, someone out there is fighting for all white Hamilton as we speak? The problem is you're right.
Boo.
The other thing is there are so many shows, most shows actually,
Yeah.
written with white characters in mind.
Amy.
Why are these high school directors like, I'm going to pick one that wasn't for me?
Amy just said, I'm sorry, but you looked so much like Taylor Swift in that photo. Come here. What I need to tell y'all. And I know that I am now a husky butch, a chubby little trans mask. But when I would be in like the fucking grocery store, age 15 to 17, and would literally have people of all ages be like, oh my God, you look exactly like Taylor Swift. Constantly. Absolutely constantly. all the time to the point that it was fucking annoying. So all the time because I didn't know anything about Taylor Swift. Okay?
Yeehaw.
Hailstorm, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
So much fun on vacation.
And what I need to fucking tell you is I try to say that to people now. If they mention Taylor Swift, I'm like, part of the reason I have this weird resentment for her is because people said I look like her all the time. And okay, Phoebe. All right. Okay.
For the teardrops on your guitar.
Literally. They're like, all right. This like very hot, conventionally attractive blonde woman. Okay. All right. Phoebe clearly thinks that they were so beautiful as a teenager.
It's why I hate the Little Rascals. Tell me more.
Did you have alfalfa hair? She did.
I've never been told I look like anyone, except one time when I was picking up pizza for my friends. Someone said I look like Kelly Clarkson, and it's just because I was chubby and so was Kelly Clarkson.
Of the people not talking about you being chunky, we actually recently get a lot of people saying that you look like Florence Pugh or saying that you look like Keith's wife from Try Guys, which I think is true.
Oh, actually, for a while people really said I look like Victoria.
Silver Arrow, it's okay. I appreciate you
Pedretti.
validating me. Because, you do kind of look like Victoria Pedretti.
I think that's the closest one.
I would
And we
try,
have similar facial expressions.
if I try to tell people this, they're like, no fucking way. People didn't tell me that I looked like Lindsay Lohan typically.
Still look like Swift. Last
my
naming her.
God.
I could imagine else being
Thank you. I think what's hard is that I was really trying to do like high femme, like if I can be girl hard enough, then I will figure out how to do it correctly, and then I will finally be comfortable in my own skin. So
Performing girl.
yes. So I think that I didn't realize why it made me so mad. The other thing is that I also have big teeth, like, you know, and Taylor's teeth are completely different than they were before, but we did both have big puffy hair and big teeth. Not a crime. But oh my fucking God.
You've normal teeth.
Okay. And you're wrong, but okay.
I'm not Taylor, I'm Bieber, leave me alone.
Yes. I'm screaming, it's just Ashley.
It was a good
She
performance.
does. Thank you.
Phoebe, I do feel like you did a good job at girl.
Thank you.
Your job is girl.
I hated it. My previous career of girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What a weird, wild time.
I felt that way not about my gender, but about like Christianity. So much so that when I was like, yeah, I don't really believe in God anymore, like my parents were like, you are possessed and I don't believe you. Not those words, but that vibe. Because they were like, you were so good at worship and you were so good at like bringing people into church and like getting them saved, and like you were so great at like missions. And I was like, yeah, it was a game I was winning.
Oof.
I'm sorry to tell you this, I'm actually just a Leo. I loved singing in the choir because I always got the solos. And it's because in a children's choir at a church, there's no auditions. So it's very easy to be the best one and get all the solos. Whereas in high school, they auditioned everyone, so it was much harder for me to get all the solos. If I fake believing, I'll eventually believe in the Lord. So true. Yes. Arrow's so true. They commented on my birthday picture, actually, because I'm mutuals with them. And we also literally have the same birthday. If you didn't know this.
Morgan has a famous person's birthday.
I do. Leon from Sister Wives, who is Mary's kid. So that is not their name on most of the show, but that is their name now. And I have the same birthday, and we're mutuals on Instagram.
They're the reason that we're not going to talk about the new Sister Wives season. When
Yes, because I don't want to hurt their feelings.
No.
I don't even know if they're going to be in it, but...
No, I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're not, but like it would. I think it would.
Freshwater baby, so true. Sorry, go ahead.
If I was experiencing trauma from my parents live, as like the entire world was like, why are your parents the stupidest people who have ever lived? / maybe abusive / possibly alcoholics. I would combust. That sounds so fucking awful.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine just like opening up a thing that's like, watch Cody Brown scream at these women.
I think the other thing is, like, I
That'd be
get
terrible.
DMs from strangers all the time being like, can we talk about your trauma of being no contact with your parents
And
after like coming up, and they feel alone and can only reach out to me, so like I don't think they're bad people for doing that.
No.
But it is like I don't want to have like deep conversations about my trauma with strangers.
Yeah.
So I can only fucking imagine what their DMs are like.
I have no idea.
Because they have like 300,000 followers.
Anytime we post about Morgan being no contact, we get like an email and like 4 DMs across platforms of people being like, hey, can you talk me through like your process? Which we just like don't have time to do. It would be our full-time job if every time somebody was like, hey.
It's also just like not fun to talk about.
Yeah, it's like a bummer conversation.
Yeah. And like again, like it's because of parasocial relationships, right? So these people think that they really know me and we are friends. And they do not realize that we are strangers.
It's that they're, I mean, part of it is that they're typically between the ages of like 14 and like
Yeah, they're
22.
usually young, yeah.
So like it's, they, you know. Yes.
Hey, we share this trauma. Can you relive it over and over again?
And I think it's a little bit funny because, not funny, but like interesting, because if we talk about like infertility trauma, or like pregnancy loss trauma, folks aren't typically like, can we talk about this together privately, you know? But this, they are a lot.
Yeah. And one of your one-on-one closest Twitch friends, what do you
Listen,
mean?
the Twitch hotties, like, we are
We're not
chatting
that close
together.
because you won't tell me why you hate the Little Rascals.
Yeah, write that down, Penless.
So, write that down.
Type it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this on our walk yesterday. Someone also asked yesterday, how do you think your content will change when you have a little one? And I was like, I think the biggest thing is that we have to reframe how we film and do everything.
Everything.
I don't know if you had anything else to add, really, but it was a nice question, I thought.
Yeah. Did they ask on Instagram?
No, it was on here. I already did. Wait, I looked like the round little boy it was made fun of.
Oh.
The round one. Who's the round one?
I don't know. All I know is Alfalfa.
Oh, this tiny, tiny baby round baby?
The chunky one?
He's not chunky. His face is so round. The one who has a crush on Darla. The main kid. The main kid that is an Alfalfa. Hang on, his face is so round. Look at the one who dresses up.
I don't know what you mean.
Hang on, go back, scroll back up. His name's like Petey or something.
That's the dog.
No, that's the dog. Ah, yes, the rascal. Fuck, what's his name? The Little Rascal. Spanky, that's his name.
That's a bad name.
I forget why it's his name. Do you see how round his face is? Look at this one on the right.
Okay, very cute.
Okay, pull it up. This is what Penles looks like, everyone.
Okay, well, now we're just doxing Penless?
Round baby.
So cutesy.
He is so round.
He's adorable.
He is so baby girl.
Yeah.
Making me relive my trauma on stream.
His little nose is so cute. He probably has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, we're keeping our kids whenever we get pregnant. I don't think we're telling the internet their name. And I don't think we'll be showing their face a lot, if at all.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll say their name like one time in an Instagram post, but they're going to primarily be referred to as a fake name. Yeah. It's going to be like literally like Gonzo or...
This is my not a white woman proof.
Baby Goof.
Hello, Kay.
And then, yeah, also, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. People comment such creepy things. The other thing is, like, as I just said, people, like, kind of barely know anything about me, like, going no contact with my mom, with the exception of, like, some very major plot points that I've included in, like, past Instagram posts, right? Yeah. And I get messages at least once a week when I'm not actively talking about it of people being like, let's talk about your trauma with your parents, even though I'm a stranger to you.
Yeah.
And we get more on Goofs, I'm sure. And we get a lot more if I'm actively talking about it.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't imagine the kind of things people would ask and feel that it's okay to ask if they also had a parasocial relationship with our baby.
Yes.
So what I hope happens is we basically don't share them on the internet very much. And so if people saw us in person, they would not they would like think like, oh, I've never seen this baby's face. That is because it's not mine to see. That is because I should leave the baby alone.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll still have people try to touch our baby that are strangers because it happens to people who don't have our job.
Yeah.
But I hope that it will like maybe lessen it.
Yeah. I think
You
it'll
know?
lessen it. I think it'll make people more likely to give us space if they see that our kiddo is with us. And it's fine
Yes.
for folks to say hi. And I think we'll say that. But yeah, what I don't ever want is a stranger yelling our kid's name and our kid like turning and walking towards them
Yes.
at like a young age where they can't tell that that's something that's stressful.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yes, Condolor, absolutely.
Complete strangers are super weird. They really are. Now, sometimes they're fun. I think I told the story already, but Dad and I went to Costco. Phoebe's dad and I went to Costco together, and like 3 different people like started up a small conversation with me. And as we left, he was like, "People never talk to me this much when I go out in public as much as they talk to you." And I was like, "I can't help it. I'm literally just a main character." Like, it's not a dog. Yeah, a dog can't consent or have boundaries.
Yes, Condolor. I think the other thing is that if our kiddo was like interested as we were talking to people, we could be like, "Did you want to say hi?" And they can say hi. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want our kids to be like afraid
Scared
of.
of-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the server energy. You're right.
Yes.
He forgot you're a Leo. He
During Leo
did.
season.
I'm trying to teach him, but he doesn't want to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the things you have to talk to your partner about. Similar to how yesterday we were talking about how like you should have conversations with your partner about like the things that take up a lot of brain space for you versus don't. So like it doesn't take very much energy for me to clean. I like cleaning. But it takes up a lot of energy for Phoebe, so they're not primarily the cleaner. Anyway, I think it's something that you have to, I think like child safety is something that every person should have a conversation with their partner about if they're planning on having kids.
Oh.
Because
yeah,
like
sorry.
it's not just influencers who need to be like careful about what they share on the internet.
Yeah.
Hailstorm,
Yes.
it is uncomfy.
I think what is funny to me is that sometimes parents can tell that we're like people who are excited about kids. So we'll be like waving at their baby or like, you know, in like a non-stressful way.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to explain it other than like, oh, Meg,
Hello.
hello, darling. Because kids like sometimes love to like play peekaboo with you across a store or like
Right.
wave at you or like look at you. And so sometimes parents will be like, oh, did you want to say hi? Like, talk to them. And I'll be like, oh, that's okay. As the kid is like clearly being shy. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, I don't have to. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
But sometimes babies really do want to talk to you.
Yes.
My favorite is when we're just like
Oh,
walking
you're perfect,
somewhere
Meg. No worries at all.
and a baby is like, hi,
yeah,
hi. It's so cute.
it's the cutest. They do.
I think the pink hair helps.
Babies and old people love Morgan's hair the same amount. It's so funny. It's also like children in our neighborhood. So they'll be like 8-year-olds on bikes and they'll be like, I love your hair. It's so cute.
It's really fun.
It's adorable.
We're having dinner and a baby waves. Yes.
Absolutely.
My favorite thing in the world is when they put me on a seat in a restaurant or in a plane and I can see a baby, especially if that baby needs entertaining.
yeah.
When I was visiting Phoebe once, I was sitting like really close to a baby and I didn't get to hold the baby, which like is normal and fair, and I shouldn't have been allowed to hold the baby because I didn't know them. But we were best fucking friends. And they didn't cry at all, and they were like, wow, she didn't cry at all. And I was like, not to brag, but like,
It's because we're besties.
I'm Mary Poppins,
Oh my
and I'm
God.
great at my job.
When we went to the Space Needle and we're in line, there was a baby.
that baby.
He was so cute. The family did not speak English I don't think they spoke English.
The younger ones did for sure. The like I think actual parents of the baby.
The baby didn't, and the
because they were
parents
talking to
didn't.
someone else also.
Super, super cute Asian family, and the baby just like kept on crying, and so we kept on like being excited and like making like silly faces and like waving at him, and he was obsessed with us, and we were obsessed with
He
him.
was sad when we got put in 2 different elevators,
He
and
was
so was I.
so cute. It
Yeah.
was adorable.
Yeah.
Listen, flirting with babies is exactly the phrasing, but some people think of flirting as something that's sexy, and so I feel scared to say it because I don't want people to think that that's what I mean.
No.
But it's flirting like,
I love that baby still. Never see him again.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, one time, I can't remember how long we'd been dating for, but Morgan was like, I love every baby I've ever met more than I'll ever love you. And I was like, that's okay. And
It's
I
so true.
understand that. Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Flirting with babies, it's like a very specific, like, You know what I mean?
I wish. Phoebe won't do it. They hate Mary Poppins. They won't dress in a colorful little suit.
Listen.
Every year I'm like, we can be Mary Poppins and Bert. It'd be so cute. And they're like, I want to dress as something I like.
I would like to dress comfortable. Bert, he's just a man. He's just a man and it's not a crime.
He's a man who's obsessed
Absolutely,
with his
Echo.
wife who isn't even his wife.
Yeah.
He's a wife guy,
Yeah.
but in a nice way. Consider Mary Poppins and one of the penguins.
I could be a penguin. That could be fine. I have to call the pharmacy really quick.
The band movie. Oh.
Have
the
so much
band
fun.
movie. Have fun. He's a girl's girl, but a man. Phoebe literally yesterday said, I'm a girl's man.
Yeah.
About themselves, not about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when babies don't know how to blow kisses. I also love when you can see, like, a child learning in real time. I just watched a video the other day of this baby who sees themselves in a mirror and starts to wave, and then, like, it was like you could watch them understand what a mirror was. Because they were, like, so confused and then so excited, and then, like, baby is probably bold, but mark my words. I love when they just use their whole hand for everything. I have seen the video of the baby learning the thumbs up. The baby loading screen before getting excited. No, exactly. It's so fun. It's so cute. Yeah. I think the other thing is, like, I love those videos and I consume that content, casually and, like, without malice. But, like, anytime you put anything out in the world, you don't know how someone is going to interpret it. You know what I mean? Oh, I have no idea, Meg. I'm so sorry. I'm outside, so I could see a baby at any time. I think it's the other thing, like, that the other reason I consider it a huge red flag when someone is, like, loudly like, I hate children. I never want to go into a place where children exist. They shouldn't be around me. Is because I'm like, they're just tiny people learning for the first time. It is super fair if you are uncomfortable around kids, don't want to have them, don't love going on vacation to places like Disney World where there will be a lot of kids because you get overstimulated. Those are all fair things. What is not fair is to be fucking mean to them and mean to parents for them existing. That's not cool. It's not their fault they exist. No, literally. I don't want kids but think they're so cute, and kid haters are so weird. They're just so loud about it is the other thing. Which is so funny because those same people are the ones when I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really like cats and dogs. That are like, how are you a human if you don't like cats and dogs? And I'm like, it seems like the two groups of that is just a circle. Yeah. No, it's literally not their fault. They can't do anything about it. Also, they're overstimulated. And now kids are my favorite part of life. Listen, it's a red flag. They always say, well, you haven't met my cat, bestie. It's not going to help me. They do always say you haven't met. I love every person in my life who has an animal that they love, and I'm so happy for them. But I'm not meant to have pets. I wasn't built like that. I just wasn't. Maybe that'll change one day. Maybe one day I'll feel compelled. But it's like, my sister, they just had a vet bill that's $11,000. That's not for me. Bob is meant to have a Morgan, though. Is it ready?
Not yet, but it will be.
Man. Are you okay?
No!
Give me your foot. I'm so sorry.
Look what you did. Look how you flattened it.
No.
Put my sock back out how it was.
I can't see it.
My toe got ran over by my
God I had a toenail or I'd have a flat ass foot. My God.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Oh my God. When I tell you you grazed like just the top of my fucking big foot,
I'm sorry, your big foot.
my big toe, I have a pretty small foot.
You have
if I'm
really
being
small
honest.
foot. No, exactly. I would never walk around places and be like, I hate pets and pets should never be in the same place as me and da 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 da. If I don't want to see your pet, I just won't go to your house and I'll try to suggest we go to my house. And if you had big feelings about it and I care about our friendship, I would still go to your house.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would never be like, I hate all pets, including your pets.
I think I'm bleeding.
Let me flat. Use our vacation is cheaper. I'm sorry. You want me to give you a little ice pack?
No. You're a monster.
I know.
So sad.
Why did you bring your pet to the Petco? That's what they sound like. They'll be like, why are there so many kids at Disney World? And I'll be like, what did you expect?
I can't wait for us to do queer kiddo events at Sunny's house.
Yeah.
That's going to be so
I'm
fun.
really excited for like our 8-year-old to have like a tattoo party where like we hire Lemon and like I guess maybe other tattoo artists to do like Sharpie tattoos.
Yeah.
There are so many dogs at this dog park. How dare they?
That's true, Echo. I think the other thing is that for me, and maybe this is just like my own trauma and existence, I am 1,000,000 times okay, like I hear a child crying in a grocery store or at Disney World and like screaming and having a moment, and every time I'm like, same. I get it, bestie. So true. I'm at Epcot and there is a very inebriated frat boy screaming at people. I am uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Figure your shit out. That's not my problem. You shouldn't be around people being stressful. Have a fun time, but like don't make it everybody's problem.
Yes.
So when people are like, "Oh, like I could never go on a Disney cruise, like all the kids would be so annoying." Every time I'm like, "That's so okay. That's totally fine, and I'm glad that you know that about yourself." I can't go on an adult cruise with
carnival
drunk
cruise.
people because I would be so uncomfortable.
Yes.
A lot of the time.
I am much less jump scared by children or pets in
Yeah,
areas as much as
absolutely.
I am alcohol at like a store.
Yeah.
Like a shopping center where they're like, did you want to drink while you look? And I'm like,
No, thank you.
no. Kids over drunk people any day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There are adult only areas on the cruises that we go on.
Yeah.
It's actually really cute. We were in like the adult pool area.
It was like the first night, so most everyone is like exploring the ship at different parts of that day.
just like running around, and it was a parent with like 3 kids, like 4 kids.
I think she had 4, and they all had ice cream, which was also really cute.
Yes, they were being very like respectful, not stressful, like running around, like exploring, looking off the side of the boat. And it was like we're like giggling at them because they're really cute. And the mom like turned around and then sees the adults only sign and is like, "I'm so sorry." And we're like, "Oh, we don't care."
Yeah, we were the only people over there.
Yeah, they're really sweet.
They were really cute. Drunk adults are terrifying.
I think the thing is that like a drunk adult could like try to grab me,
Yeah.
which actually has happened before at Epcot as people were leaving. Not like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in a way that sounds quite as traumatic as that. It wasn't like stressful, but like if a child tries to touch me, first of all, they can't push me over because they're very small. And also they don't have any like stressful intentions with that. You know what I mean? If a 5-year-old is reaching for you, it means that typically that they're scared.
Yeah. Working at Disney World, I held so many strangers' babies. And, like, maybe probably in the whole 3 years I was working there, like, maybe 20. But, like, people, if you work at Disney World, they trust you so much. Especially when I was in guest relations, people would be like, okay, like, tell her thank you, like, for me giving them a sticker or something. And they would hug me.
So cute.
And I would be like, I am literally holding your strange child. I don't know. And I'm obsessed with it because they are so nice. But, like, we don't know each other. So it's like I'm on a starship.
Also, if a kid is sticky, that's not their fault. There's so much
No.
shit to get into. I get sticky on accident.
No, it's also like that's why they're crying all the time is because they don't have like the language. Even if they like can speak, you don't really have the language to say like I'm anxious or like I want to be home now or
I might be hangry.
I didn't realize how hungry I was or like I have to pee but I don't realize that's why I'm uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
also like I say this every time but like people younger than like 5 when they feel tired they think that's how they're gonna feel forever. They don't understand like you will feel better if you sleep. They literally don't have that part of their brain yet.
No.
That's why they're so upset when they're tired because they think this is how I'll feel forever and it will never get better.
Sometimes that's how I feel. And I am. How old am I?
I think I'm just a little overwhelmed.
27?
Yeah, almost.
Yes.
It's just their natural state of being.
It's so sweet. I love it, Linnea.
Yeah. Phoebe does scream when they get sticky. We went on a walk yesterday where Phoebe was trying out these sandals. And when I tell you, y'all know that scene in Into the Woods where the girly pop's trying to wear a shoe that doesn't fit her, so they cut off her heel and then blood just pours out of the shoe? That was Phoebe's shoe.
That's not true.
Phoebe? Yes, it is. Y'all know when you buy new sandals and the back of your heels hurt a lot? Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that bad.
It was really bad, though.
It looks worse than it felt. Because I was like, oh, I just like irritated my little like growing over like scab and like blister that I have back there. My callus, you know? It's fine. It's just the one foot, which is what's really fucking annoying because the other
That's how it always
sandal,
is, I feel like.
I feel like it's usually like one is worse than the other one. It's so annoying.
Hey, I flattened a different foot, though.
Big Into the Woods stream today.
Into the wounds. Me in therapy.
That is about fertility trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Since experiencing fertility trauma, I didn't realize how often it's like a plot point.
Especially in horror films.
But now, anytime I think about Rosalie Hale, I'm like, yeah, she should burn down the world.
That's so true. Pour out for the wounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Wounds on either side.
Listen, Rosalie, I'm literally obsessed with her. She did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I get one foot that is oops all blisters and the other one is just hurting and too warm and it is the opposite foot every time.
Oh no. They sure do, Penless. Yeah. Fucking yeah.
I support women's rights, but I also support women's wrongs.
Listen, I don't, as a kid, I didn't think that she was, like, evil, but I was like, I don't get why she's so mean. Like, I don't know why Rosalie has to be such a hater. Hate, girl. Hate and keep on hating. Fucking
I am
bone your stupid man.
really curious.
Have a great time.
If she
And
was...
then shit on everyone else.
If all of Twilight took place in, like, college and Bella is, like, 20, like, a little older, and she did already have a kid, I'm curious if Rosalie would be as mean to her.
Mm.
Women can do a little crime and evil doing as a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's hard to be a woman. Kill a few men.
Give that man his bag of eggs and send him out of your hair.
She also
Go
was just
crazy.
like, I was a little theatrical back then.
That's so
She's
good.
so cute. Also, her and Bella and Alice, like the actresses all being like real life friends is really cute.
Yeah.
It's like how Angela and Pam from The Office are like literal besties. This channel version does not want me to say that all women should get one on a living with no consequence.
What I need you to know, Penles, is that it didn't like all women should. They were afraid you were going to say, like, wear
Do
push-up
something
bras.
mean to them.
Yeah. So funny.
Oh my god. Listen, we're driving for like 15, 16 hours tomorrow. And I was like, what I could do is download all the Twilight films onto my phone. We could watch all the Twilight films for 15 to 16 hours. which is what we should have done for our cruise, honestly,
Yeah.
to drive all the way there. But
Yeah. Automod, let women have it all. Oh my god.
I love that that's the part. No, anytime
Don't tell
Automod
women
stops
what they
things,
should
I would
do.
say 50% of the time it's like the wrong part of the sentence that it has a problem with.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Or it's giant lizard.
oh my god, I forgot it had that. That was so funny. Don't tell women what they should do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was. Automod is a girl's girl.
maybe it was Huge Lizard. It was. I mean, we've approved it, so I don't think it would be a problem now.
Yeah.
It was Dorian genuinely talking about its like
Big
actual
lizard?
lizard that it has, or had. I think it died,
Yeah.
which is sad.
Tomorrow is the start of vacation.
Yeah,
We are not ready.
we're mostly ready. This is actually the earliest we've ever been. If we had to leave right now, we could survive. Our clothes and
true.
everything are all packed.
Yeah.
It's just that we need like blue goo and to get gas and clean out our car.
Yes.
Yes, big lizard. There we go.
Thank you. It didn't mind content warning. It minded big lizard.
We're excited. There will also be really fun content. Phoebe has to work on a YouTube video today, actually. I
Yes.
see you got some pink on your shirt.
Oh, that's okay. It's a tie-dye, so.
Oh, so there's no pink on it.
Yeah.
It's invisible.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I am here exclusively to prove points. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, vacation for us is so weird. I feel bad because I feel like honestly, I didn't feel bad before we were working with the Sunny's House cuties, but now I know that they're afraid to text me like clips of things to edit together for their social media stuff when we're on vacation. And we're on vacation like every single month, which is a crime in and of itself. But like when we go
It's
to the
just
cabin,
been like the last 5 months.
when we go to the cabin, we don't pay anything to be there. There's like a $25 to Hannah's mom cabin usage fee for like per person the whole time you're there. And then we buy some like groceries. So it's like pretty standard like
Yeah, most of our like vacations are mostly just like time off.
no, take a rest, sweet 7.
This is
baby.
an actual vacation where we're like going somewhere and like,
Yes.
doing something.
Yes.
Can I have Hannah's mom's number?
Oh my god. I love the cabin so much. Yeah, mom,
I have to pee so bad. I have to
You're
go.
fine, baby. Our mom has some like day trip, overnight stay things planned that we're very excited about. That's gonna be us doing weird shit in Oregon. I know what like Wallowa Lake is one of them, but it's weird because there's a lot of pink on this. Can you bring a washcloth when you come back, baby? Yeah. Thank you. It's weird because part of the reason we go places so much is so we have content to post of other places. Ooh, fun. Pendles, I love that. Oh my god. It is a mental health support cabin. So good. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, my mom got a raise, y'all. Very exciting shit. I don't know if folks remember from our World of Warcraft stream, but there was a huge chunk that was my mom being like, I fucking hate my job. And now she hates it a percentage much less. It's also bonkers. It's like a 20% raise, which I've never heard of someone having. I feel like usually you get promoted and it's like a 3% raise. But her company is like desperately trying to like keep her there. Yes. Yeah, I think it's because they don't want her to leave, which is great because she was stressed out about having to like find a new job and like use that to leverage maybe getting a better situation where she's at. They really were underpaying in a big way. Yeah. Well, the people that she was training were coming in and making more money than her, and she's like the most senior person on her whatever. And she really likes her like immediate management. She just really doesn't like the higher ups at the company, which I think is pretty like standard for folks. But she hates them so much that she was like, I'm so fucking sick of this job. So I keep on being like, Mom, are you 19.7% happier at your job right now? And she's like, I am, which is cute. Holy shit. Pillows, I love that for you. Fucking hell yeah. Yeah, back when we were working at Disney World, there was a moment where Universal Studios was like, oh yeah, we're just going to give everybody who works at Universal $1,000. And I was like, I'm at the wrong fucking theme park. Oh, that's no good. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's a thing. Ugh, I'm sorry, Silver Arrow. Yeah, Hannah thought that she was getting a raise this month and then found out she won't be getting it until next month. And it's like, it just sucks when you're like planning on something. Oh, God. Penlos, I'm sorry. Yikes. I can be bribed. Inner dialogue, that is so wild. What a bold thing to say. Yikes. Oh, okay. All right, Echo. That's exciting. Are you excited or are you sad? I'm here to be supportive of whichever feelings. It's the pink. Oh. This is a nice washcloth.
Yeah, I didn't know that was what you needed it for.
Sorry. There's pink all over, so I didn't think about it until after the fact that you might not have realized that that's what it was
I thought
for.
maybe you had gotten bar on you.
No.
Because you were reading a bar.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Before the convector oven was put right by my head. Yikes.
You're popular. I have no idea to ask for more money at a job. I don't know what money is. That's so true. That's so true and so fair. I don't know how other people are asking for raises. I feel like I see it in movies where they're like, hey, boss, I've been doing more work than half these guys, and you hadn't given me a raise in 2 years. I don't know why I did that accent, but go and be like, hi, I didn't care what this is, but I need more of this. Thanks. Hello, Kayla. Welcome. Thank you. We have to clean out our car and vacuum it because Dad is going to be driving our car. I stick up my hand and say, money, please. And we are taking their car because it's like more roomy. So I also, when Dad gets home, need to take their car and clean it out and vacuum it. We have a couple things we need to buy. We also have a bunch of cash that we've been saving for like 6 months from like selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace that we are taking and buying a gift card with for Disney, and then using that gift card for like our food and stuff. Are you okay?
Yes. I was texting back my Aunt Cindy.
Oh, nice.
Who's very cute.
Go big and lie and say you don't want to go under that number. Yeah. Oh.
Did we just figure out those do that?
Yeah, we needed them to move for the hint fridge the other day, is what you had said.
I had no idea those went back.
I think I did know that in the back of my head. Although it didn't work. I mean, it didn't matter because it did fit, but I can confirm that works.
Yeah, typically when we have like a gig that we're trying to do, like a brand deal thing, we ask for way more money than we expect, and then sometimes they'll come up and meet us a little bit, and then sometimes I'm like, well, we can't go under this much higher than that, and they'll be like, okay, or no.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes you gotta sleep. We also have to like finish packing, but all of our clothes and important things are packed. We really just have to pack our medications, and then make sure that like everything you have to pack like the morning you leave, like your toothbrush, your deodorant, like things that you have to use that morning before you can pack them. Make sure that all those things are like easily accessible and we know where they are, so we can just grab them in the morning before we leave.
Yeah.
Phoebe needs to charge their Switch because they will be playing it on the ride, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not like at a ride at Disneyland, but on the drive down.
Yeah.
I love packing. My whole life I've always packed like really early. Because I like putting my outfits together. I like making a list. Phoebe's actually already packed also.
Yeah.
This is the most you've been on top of, I think, everything. Knock on wood.
Yeah. I picture Morgan being 100% ready with packing cubes and Phoebe being stressed. Yeah, I have to go back through my little duffel bag. Because I just kind of shoved shit in there.
Yeah. I usually pack for Phoebe when we're going on a cruise. But that's only because you pack like a fancy outfit for dinner. For dinner.
Yeah.
And Phoebe doesn't know how to pack nice stuff in a way where it wrinkles less.
No. Wrong. Some people don't care whether or not there are wrinkles, and other people do. So instead of having my wife mansplain packing to me, I just let her do it herself. And also she likes it. So it's not like I'm like making her do a job.
That's true. What does a beat fancy outfit look like? The fanciest
don't.
Phoebe will go. They have like 2 pairs of like fancy pants. They have like a linen pair and like the ones they wore to the wedding. And they have a jumpsuit that's not really fancy, but it's not fancy, that we got for an ad a couple years ago that they will wear.
I would love a tux.
You wouldn't.
I would hate it.
On
I
our
would
wedding
love-
day.
I would love to be able to wear one.
On our wedding day, we had steamed Phoebe's suit. So it looked really nice and unwrinkled. And then they put it on. And it must have been Hannah who was like, okay, and now you can't sit down.
Yeah.
And Phoebe was like, oh, good. Weapons used incompetence.
Oh, we're big audiobook people now. We'll be in the car with Jakey and Hannah. So I might have my little Hunger Games audiobook in my earballs.
Oh, yeah, I was going to pack I need to charge and pack my headphones. Not because I think I'm going to listen to music, but because I am going to read. And so I think I'm going to turn on, like, rain noises or something to block out whatever music that's playing big.
Yeah, Hannah will probably be driving most of the time.
She likes to drive. I'll probably drive the other half of the time.
I can also drive.
You hate to drive, though.
I could, though, if someone needed me to.
You know how a normal person just drives? Phoebe is like this. It's why they can't do it for more than 30 minutes, because their body is giving up.
I did it for like
Because
45 minutes.
They're
one time.
so tense.
No.
It's like 15 hours.
I'm normal tenseness. Oh, yeah. The whole time. Yeah, Hannah and Jakey will be with us. And we're going to briefly go see our sweet friend, Cabo, who works at Disneyland.
Yeah. I know it'll be the exact same thing if I get a license someday. Phoebe's been driving for
Years now.
a couple years.
I just can't relax, but there are parts...
You're not any less tense. I think you're less nervous.
Yeah.
But you're not any less tense.
That's true.
It's like Phoebe's always on the defense, but they don't actually know how to defend. No, I'm sorry, not in a mean way.
I'm a good defensive driver.
You're too defensive.
Some people say.
You're paying
Others
attention
say
too much.
Others say you can't possibly be too defensive. Sorry.
I don't have driving autism.
Oh, so fair, babes.
Yeah, Phoebe is a really good driver and has no issues, which is why it's so funny that they hate it so much. But I really like driving, so it really doesn't cause a lot of, like,
Cabo is the super handsome friend.
problems. I hate driving when there are other cars on the road.
That's fair. That's what I was like at first. Now I am less like that. I really, really, really hate to be in, like, LA driving traffic where everybody's like...
I think everyone who's not there doesn't like it, though. That's super fair.
That, and then I really hate to be, like, next to a semi. I have this disease where I am constantly paying attention to if I'm in someone's blind spot, and Morgan doesn't do that nearly as much.
It's their job to see if I'm in their blind spot.
But if they don't do that job, then you'll just die.
Then
then
I'll honk.
Right, but
I hate nighttime driving only like fairly recently in my life, and it's because I did fall asleep at the wheel one time, and luckily I didn't hurt anyone. I just really fucked up my tires by like going off and like scraping the side of the like curb a lot. But now I get like so scared when I'm sleepy, which actually doesn't make me any less sleepy. But the good news is
Yes, Kayla.
that now I am like, oh, I have to stay the night here because I can't drive. I'm too sleepy. It was so scary, Echo, because I was like, what happened? Because I was like, I was just driving, and then all of a sudden, I was on the side of the road, and people were honking at me.
Scary. Yeah, I learned to drive over a summer at like 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. is when Hannah taught me how to drive because there were no cars there. Oh my Pendlas. For the love of God. CPAP foreshadowing is really funny. We used to do a CPAP update. People are like chomping at the bit. We get a
They're
comment.
always asking. It's because I don't have a good update.
You do because now we're getting sleep.
That's true. I apologize, so it's okay. It is definitely better. I am sleeping better, and well, I wasn't sleeping at all, so now I'm sleeping
At
some
all.
and better. I still hate it. I'll never be the kind of person who puts it on for a nap, and apparently some people do that.
You're perfect, Birdie.
I use YouTuber rules.
Hi, Ada.
But yeah, I just don't. I feel bad not like I don't know. People are always asking for a CPAP update because they're like, I love my CPAP. It just took a few months to get used to.
No, the people who are asking for an update are people who just got theirs and they cannot sleep right now. So they want to hear that it's going to get better from somebody who's hot and cool.
It does get better, but it's not good.
You didn't use your CPAP the other day and then you woke up not breathing.
Just a little.
And she was like, it was so scary. And I was like, were you wearing your CPAP? And she said, no.
No. Sometimes I let myself sleep without it as a little treat.
Boo.
Because I sleep better, like I fall asleep faster, really is what it is.
My so God.
And so when I'm really tired, I don't put it on because I want to fall asleep fast.
Girls don't need to breathe sometimes. Scared to get one in haughty encouragement. That's what I'm saying. It's not people who love them who want to hear you say how much you love it. It's people who think that they probably need one or really should do a sleep study who want to hear that like it is going to be okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So we should do a video.
It can be weird to get used to, but it does help and get better over time. Listen, and I don't hate it.
CPAP MLM.
I don't like it though. And some people love theirs, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
C-popular.
Get sponsored by Big CPAP.
There have been a couple of like small
Yeehaw.
CPAP companies that have reached out to us, and they're like, you know, here, we'll send you medical equipment for all you have to do is a bunch of work, and we won't pay you any money. And every time I go, just as a heads up, we normally get paid money, and we don't need the medical equipment because ours is covered by insurance, and we
Right.
don't need different stuff than what we have, and the stuff that Morgan has is the stuff her doctor wants her to use.
Yeah, so if you, I guess I don't know about everyone, but I know for mine, because I asked, if you aren't doing the things that you're, like, that the instructions say on your CPAP, so if you're not, like, cleaning it regularly, changing out the filters, and using, like, the equipment that's been approved by your insurance, and if they find out that you're doing any of that and then something goes wrong with your CPAP, they won't cover you getting a new one. Just as a heads up, we normally get paid to do our jobs. I could do a CPAP cleaning video. It's really not that hard. You like dump it in water for 20 minutes with soap. The worst part isn't the cleaning. The worst part is that night after you clean it, it smells like soap. I haven't found a way for it to not do that.
You're not a good rinser.
No, I think it's the shape of the tube. It's hard to rinse something that's, you know,
CPAP ASMR.
as long as your colon. Like,
There was a company that had a like a CPAP cleaning like machine that was very cool, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. And they were like, no. Absolutely. Yeah, there's like some weird vibes around it for sure. Here, it's a See Papa's party.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
I would say it's very similar to cleaning something like a French horn. Oh my god.
Hello.
Noah, sometimes it's like that.
I'm so sorry. You're doing amazing.
It's a Papa's party. It's Papa. It's Papa's party. That's so relatable content. Yeah, it is better. It is so much despair. Okay, should we go get ready?
We have many things to do.
We do. The CPAP is just your little instrument. I also can't snuggle Phoebe when I have it on.
We're not snuggly sleepers.
No, but we are snuggle pre-sleepers.
Right, so then we snuggle and then you put on the CPAP. Also, we have snuggled a little with your CPAP. You just have to be the little spoon.
The biggest pro, I would say, actually, is that I always wanted to, like, wear a bonnet to sleep, but I can never find one that stays on my head because I think my head is shaped wrong. But because my CPAP, like, not covers my whole head, but, like, it's got a strap on the top and the back, is I put my bonnet on and then my CPAP, and my bonnet stays on all night. So my hair is much happier. Sometimes you need the snuggle option. They should make one that is invisible and also doesn't do anything. Yes, I don't want to be banned from snuggling. I don't want someone else to tell me I can't snuggle. That's the problem.
Silly.
All right.
Okay. Bye, friends. Sorry we got work. We got so much shit to do.
Yeah, sorry for the short stream, but we got stuff to do.
There'll be a little tiny packing VOD coming out. If you haven't seen, we did the DIY Barbie video on YouTube. And then other past streams will be coming out on days that we're gone.
Yes.
Okay, we love you. Bye, babies.
Be safe. Goodbye.
Bye.